Imagine this. It's 2025, and Nintendo just did the unthinkable. They brought back their most infamous failure. Every once in a while, a story pops up in the gaming world that is so out there, so totally unexpected, you have to ask yourself if it's even real. Well, this is one of those stories. A console that sold less than 1 million units worldwide, gave players headaches, and vanished in under a year. To understand why this would break the internet, we have to go back. The original Virtual Boy was a textbook example of how not to launch a console. A revolutionary idea with legendary execution. It was gone in less than a year. A monumental flop Nintendo pretended never happened. But now, Nintendo's turning the disaster into a comeback, not as a console, but as a bold new accessory for the Switch. So what if they announced its return? Not as a console, but as an accessory for the Switch. Slide your console in, and you're playing its infamous library. A premium model for collectors, a cheap cardboard version for the curious. It's actually happening.
All right, let's talk about something completely wild. Every once in a while, a story pops up in the gaming world that is so out there, so totally unexpected, you kind of have to ask yourself if it's even real. Well, this is one of those stories.
So did they? In this crazy scenario we're exploring, yeah, they actually did. And the real question isn't if, it's why. To really get how nuts this is, we got to talk about one of the most infamous consoles in Nintendo's entire history.
So, just picture this. It's September 2025. You're watching a Nintendo Direct, waiting for the new Mario or Zelda news, and then, boom, they drop an absolute bombshell. They announce that the Virtual Boy is coming back. For anyone who knows our gaming history, that name means just one thing: a total disaster. Now, to understand why this would practically break the internet, we have to jump in our time machine and go back to the mid-90s. Because, let me tell you, the story of the original Virtual Boy is like a textbook example of how not to launch a console.
This thing was Nintendo's super early, super ambitious swing at virtual reality. It was a 32-bit system you'd put on a table, not something you'd wear, and its whole selling point was that it was the first ever console that could do true 3D graphics. A revolutionary idea for the time, right? But the execution, hoo boy, that was a whole different story.
And here's the thing that's just staggering. Look at how fast this console died. It launched in the summer of '95, and it was gone from store shelves less than a year later. It didn't even make it a full year in Japan. That is an unbelievably short life for any piece of gaming hardware. And the final sales numbers? A measly 770,000 units sold in the entire world. I mean, to put that in perspective, the Nintendo Switch, that sold over 140 million units. This wasn't just a failure, it was such a monumental flop that Nintendo basically pretended it never happened for decades.
So, what went so horribly wrong? Oh, the reasons are legendary. First off, the screen could only show two colors, a headache-inducing bright red and black. It was famous for giving people eye strain and killer headaches. Plus, the design was just awkward. You had to hunch over it on a table. On top of all that, it was rushed out the door to make way for the Nintendo 64, which meant it ended up with a pathetic library of only 22 games. Total recipe for disaster.
Okay, so that brings us back to today, and this hypothetical announcement. Nintendo isn't crazy enough to launch a whole new Virtual Boy console. No. What they're doing is bringing it back as an accessory for the Switch and the upcoming Switch 2.
So how would this even work? Well, it's actually pretty simple. First, you've got to have the Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack subscription. Then, you buy this new accessory, you slide your Switch right into it, and bam, you're playing Virtual Boy games. Think of it like Google Cardboard or Nintendo's own Labo VR kit. Your Switch screen is what creates that 3D effect. And here's where it gets kind of smart. Nintendo's offering two ways to get in on this. For the hardcore fans and collectors, there's a $100 premium model, a full plastic replica of the original. But for everybody else who's just kind of curious and wants to see what the fuss is about, there's a much cheaper $25 cardboard version. And what are we playing on this thing? Well, Nintendo would be bringing back 14 of the original 22 games to the online service. We're talking about the standouts, like Virtual Boy Wario Land, which is honestly a hidden classic, and Mario's Tennis, the game that came with the system back in the day. So in this imaginary timeline, you'd be circling February 17, 2026 on your calendar. That's when this weird, wonderful blast from the past would finally hit the market.
But here's the billion-dollar question. How on earth would people react? You just know the internet would absolutely explode. It would be this amazing mix of pure nostalgic hype on one side and just utter disbelief on the other.
This quote pretty much says it all for one group of fans. It's just so absurd, you have to respect it. For people who love Nintendo for being weird and experimental, bringing back their biggest failure would just be perfectly on brand. A hilarious, amazing move.
But of course, for every person loving the chaos, you'd have someone who actually remembers playing the original. And you'd see this sentiment everywhere, a painful little flashback to the headaches and the eye strain that made the Virtual Boy so infamous in the first place.
And then there's this. This would tap into a frustration that's been bubbling for a while. A lot of fans would be thinking, really? You're spending time and money on this when we've been begging you for years to put more GameCube games on the Switch? It's a fair point.
Honestly, for a huge chunk of the internet, the first reaction would just be confusion. Wait, is this real? Is this some kind of late April Fool's joke? But in our story, nope, it's happening. So, what is Nintendo thinking here? Why would one of the most successful companies on the planet decide to dig up its most embarrassing failure? Is this a stroke of genius, or are we about to watch the same train wreck happen all over again?
You know, when you really start to pick it apart, it starts to make this weird kind of sense. This move is so perfectly Nintendo. It shows they're not afraid to lean into their entire history, the good and the bad. It's a cheap way to get in on the whole immersive gaming trend without having to spend billions to compete with the big VR players. And they know better than anyone that tapping into that niche nostalgia can create a massive amount of buzz.
And that leaves us with the one big, lingering question. Is this move brave? Is it a clever way to celebrate a weird part of their past? Or is Nintendo setting up the Virtual Boy to become the only console in history to bomb twice? I guess in this timeline, we'd all just have to wait and see.
Is this genius nostalgia or history repeating itself? And the reaction? The internet would absolutely explode.